Hey team, I'm shooting this video for new loan officers. And what I mean by new loan officers are loan officers, maybe you've recently passed your exam, maybe you've been working in the business for less than a year. And I just wanted to take a minute and congratulate you because that's quite an accomplishment, right? This is a tough industry to be in, and you had to learn lots and lots of crazy stuff to be able to get licensed. Now you get to forget it all. So anyways, my name's Dave. I've been in this business for 20 years, and I think that you got to have a little bit of fun when you're doing this, but you also have to work really, really, really hard. Some of you might have started off at a company and worked there for a few months and realized that you don't get any help or support, and you've moved on, right? Some of you have started at maybe a call center that did refinances, and the market's changing right now, and we're changing. And that's why I wanted to shoot this video, because in the past, I could hire lots of different loan officers and they did really, really well because, I mean, the refi boom was happening and we didn't have as much competition as we have today. What's happened in the market is that because of the refi boom that we had last year and the year before, and really since 2018, we've had a great few year run at refinances. What's happened is that there's a lot of people that got into this business, didn't need much of a skill set, and they were able to make lots and lots of money, right? But right now, you've probably noticed that a lot of companies are going out of business. People with big salaries are getting laid off. It's just adjusting, right? It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's very healthy for our business, and that's why we're adjusting too. I used to be able to hire a loan officer last year, and they'd be able to do 2, 3, 4, 5 deals a month. Made 10 grand a month plus, right? And be easy just because everybody that they ran into, whether it be on Kroger or what have you, were able to, refinance. It's really easy to do mortgages. If everybody come across as like a 4 or 5% interest rate and your interest rate's 2.5, right? Or 1.99 or whatever the case might be, right? You've seen those advertisements online. So I wanted to take a step back and go through this video. It's going to be long, and I'm sorry if I'm going to be boring. I'm not a YouTuber. As you can tell, I'm here. I'm in our Cardinal virtual office. I love it here. We all work virtually. And so I wanted to have kind of a candid conversation with you just so that you know what you're getting into. But first off, I used to always tell people, if they're not hustlers, if they want a fat salary and a cushy job and binge Netflix all day, click off, go somewhere else, right? Because that's how our industry is, right? You got to have hustle. You have to have a lot of hustle in this business, right? And right now we're in a season where there's tons of business out there, but only for those who are willing to go out there and capture that business, right? So first of all, we offer a lot of leads, and we offer a lot of training, and we offer a ton of coaching, and that's good. But that comes with expectations. And I know I just scared a lot of people, like, ooh, got the chill up your spine. Expectations. Yes, because we work remote. And it's very, very easy for people to fail in a work remote type of situation. And you might come to me and say, well, man, all I need to make is 1,000 or 2 a month. Why don't you give me like $1,000 a month salary? Everybody's getting like little tiny salaries. And I don't want people that are making, 2 grand a month, right? I want people who are making 20 grand a month. And there's a huge, huge difference between those people. The people happy making 2 grand a month are the same people right now who quit their job, they're living off the government, and kudos to them, right? I'm looking for those who want to help other people, that they want to grow a business and want to grow a career. This is not get rich quick. If you can't go a month or 2 without income, this probably isn't the best business for you, right? Or maybe you got to keep your other part-time job while you grow a mortgage business, right? So there's a lot of process that goes behind it, right? If you want to be a true loan officer, you're not looking for a job. You're looking to be an entrepreneur and some team that's going to help you grow your business, because in the end, that's what it is. Your business. Now, if you say, hey, Dave, I'm not an entrepreneur. I just want a, comfy little job somewhere. I don't want to work hard. I just want to skate by. And that's okay. That's like 80% of America now, right? My recommendation is that you go work for one of the big banks, right? You clock in during the day. Yeah, it's kind of like if you've ever seen that movie from the 90s, Office Space, it's a little bit like that. I know because I used to work as manager at Bank of America many moons ago. And, that's that's a best spot for those people who just want to make a small living comfortable. You got somebody cracking the whip over your head every day to making sure that you're doing your work. I'm not going to be that guy, right? The managers that work for me, they're not going to be cracking the whip over your head. We're not an adult daycare, right? We are looking for other adults, people who are grown-ups, people who are responsible and are going to take ownership of their business and of their actions. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to tell you right up front. If you want tons of micromanagement, you want a little salary, you want a whatever, that is the best spot for you. So for our side, we are salespeople. We are true entrepreneurs. We don't have a base salary. That just scared a lot of you, right? I don't have a base salary. The only people that have base salaries right now are my managers, right? And so it creates an environment where you have to hustle for your income. But what we found is that if you close one extra deal per month, you make twice as much as the people who have that salary. So let's say somebody even gets a $3,000 a month salary, you're going to beat them because you could make $6,000 off of one extra closed loan per month, and hopefully you're closing 5 to 10 loans a month. Some of you are rock stars and are going to be closing more than 10 loans a month. So let me go through the expectation of rock stars, right? And I've actually got the recipe. So if you want a secret sauce on how to be a rock star, whether you choose to come with our team or you choose to go with any other mortgage institution that's out there, let me give you some secrets I've learned over the last 20 years. And by the way, I've been in sales just like you. I was newly licensed. I was an engineer. So I had a lot of trouble talking with people initially because I was an engineer and an IT guy, right? So it's hard to transition from being an engineer to a salesperson, but if I can do it, you can as well, right? It took me years to be able to perfect the skills, and it took me years of management, and I've run sales, I've run ops, I've run retail, I've run call centers. I've really done it all over the last 20 years. I'd be doing really well with one team. I'd get a tap on the shoulder and they'd say, hey, come over and run another team. So when you're doing well in this business, there's a lot of opportunity. When you're doing well with us, there's a lot of opportunity. If you are closing a lot of loans, if you're really working our leads, if you're really soaking in the training and you're doing all of your trackers and your getting trackers and everything, then you are a rock star and I want to help promote you. Does that make sense? Like, we want to grow from within. So if you want to be on that rock star kind of path, this is what it looks like. So step one, and I'm just going to read through this. So bear with me, not a YouTuber here. So bear with me, probably take out a pen and paper, take some notes. So step one, if you want to be a rock star, part of our 10K club, right, is you need to be on the dialer 6 to 8 hours a day. The normal job is 8 hours a day, right? I would recommend at least 6 hours on the dialer. And if you're new, you don't have a pipeline, you don't know anybody, you don't have anybody that can refer you business, really, you got to work about 6 days a week. I know that sounds scary to some people, but some of you with hustle are like, I work 7 days a week as it is. Remember, this isn't a job. This is building your business. A job, you punch a time clock, you got a manager cracking the whip. That's a job, right? Here, you are the boss. I'm not the boss. I'm your coach. I'm here to give you guidance, right? You are the boss. So this is what it takes for you to run a multi-million-dollar business. On the dialer, 6 to 8 hours a day until you have 10 plus loans in your processing pipeline, right? And that means you probably have about 30 plus pre-qualified buyers who are out looking for a home. Now, if we were to talk 6 months ago, our strategy would have been get you on the dialer calling through the refinances until you build a pipeline. Now it's all about the purchases. You will get refinances. We have a lot of refinances coming through right now. but overall your business is going to be centered around purchase, right? And that's good. That's very good, because refis go up, like everybody refinances when rates drop, and then they drop off when rates go up in a rising interest rate environment like now, or when everybody's already refinanced because they didn't have their head buried in the sand for the last 4 years. Just being honest, right? Step two, right, is getting on so you've got 10 loans in your pipeline, you got 30 plus clients, you're filling out your greatness tracker, right? So step two is that you are on the dialer 3 hours a day. So the dialer never really goes away, because you want to maintain those 10 loans per month consistently in your ops pipeline, right? We've got some really amazing processors that also act like LOAs. And so they're kind of like that hybrid model, just like we're a hybrid. We're not a call center. We're also not fully retail. We're a combination of the two, right? Our processors aren't LOAs, and they're not just processors. They do both. They also do closings. They do everything with underwriter files, and they're amazing. So anyhow, you don't need to spend a lot of time in your pipeline. So what do you spend your time on is getting face-to-face, and this counts as a face-to-face with business partners, doing break breads, making great phone calls, hosting events, sending out videos, sending out cards, asking for 10 referrals a week. I mean, these are just little things that are going to be second nature to you. I know, when you were taking that exam, you're probably sold by some like hotshot in a fancy suit that's, 3 months behind on his car payment, how awesome it is to be a loan officer, and how you're gonna make $1 bajillion, and it's gonna be easy. You can watch Netflix all day, and then all these people are gonna call you up and say, hey, I got a 5%, please give me a 3%. Days are gone, right? This is what it takes to grow, right? So you're doing face-to-faces, you're breaking breads, you're making phone calls, right? You're hosting events. Things are becoming a little bit more fun than the just grinding through the phone, but you're always maintaining those 10 loans and ops. We'll get to that later, right? So step two, you're also updating all of your trackers. You got a greatness tracker, you got a lead tracker. This helps you gauge your business. If you come to me and say, hey, Dave, I'm funding 12 deals a month, what does it take to get to 25? I'm going to say, let me look at your trackers. That's it. I will be able to tell you how to get to there by looking at your trackers. If you say, hey, Dave, I'm funding 12 deals a month, how do I get to 25? All right, let me see your trackers. Well, I don't know where they're at. Well, where's your business coming from? I don't know. Well, how many calls are you making per day? I don't know. How many realtor partners do you have? I don't know. How many other partners do you have? I don't know. Then I'm going to say, I don't know how to grow your business. You got to track it, right? What gets measured gets improved. I learned that from Dan Gilbert. You probably know who he is, right? He's a billionaire now. What gets measured gets improved. You'd always pound that into us. Embrace your tech. So we got a lot of great technology. And I know most loan officers hate to use CRMs and things of that nature, but why you do the work? Let your robots do the work, right? So make sure your stuff's in Total Expert, automate your video in email marketing, utilize your phone burner, grow, grow, grow. Makes a lot of sense. Step three, you're still on the dialer for 3 hours a day. You're still maintaining 10 deals a month in your ops pipeline, right? You're still looking to pre-qualify 3 to 5 people a day. You're getting all of your trackers updated. You've embraced your tech. Now it's time to build a team. So you got kind of 2 routes to go once you're successful, right? I know that there's a lot of companies offering branch manager titles to anybody with a pulse because they're on a recruiting binge. That's okay. Those people will be out of business soon enough. You'll see. When you're in it 20 years like me, you'll see. We're going to build you a real team. So there are 2 separate routes to go. You can either be a big producing loan officer, and this by far is the highest payout, right? You're going to be a big producing loan officer. You're going to do a ton of your own business, and you're going to have a bunch of assistants that work for you. And we're going to cater to all of your needs, right? And that's going to keep growing and growing and growing your business. On the flip side of this, and this definitely is not as high of a payout, is to be somebody like me, where you're coaching and you're training other people. And it's super duper time consuming, and you don't make as much money, but I like it because Well, some of the people I've trained now own their own mortgage companies. No, they're not loan officers, right? They're actually business owners that own their own companies. And I like that. When I get to the end of my story, I want to look back and say, wow, I helped a lot of people grow not just their business, but their life. We changed lives. I changed lives. Now you can change lives on the side by being a top loan officer, making tons of money. You can give to charities and churches and events that are close to your heart, or you could be more of the servant leader, like I like to be, and train other people how to do it. I've made a lot of money in my day. I've paid off a lot of homes. I've got a lot of houses that are paid off. I had a lot of cars, but I got rid of those in Corona because who drives a car anymore, right? And I bought everything that I want, and I've got everything that I need and I want, and I want to give back to others now. And that's just my thing, right? Know what this route or this route, and neither one of them is the right route. I'm just telling you what's available to you. So you've got a lot of different options to choose from, but that all stems back from that growth at the very, very, very beginning, right? Like that, it stems back from getting on the dialer, making those calls, building your business. If you're afraid to talk to people, this is not a good career for you. This is a terrible career. You should slap the person that told you that you needed to get into this business, right? If you are the type of person that likes to hustle and likes to learn new things and you're totally coachable and you want to grow something bigger than yourself, this is the perfect career path for you. Whether you choose to work with our team or not, this is a fantastic career path for that. But I wanted to let you know in this very long video, and if you're still watching, kudos to you, right? It's going to be a grind your first year. I promise you, I don't care if you've worked at a different company, your experience with us is going to be completely different, right? The expectations are going to be higher. There's going to be less management, more leads, more training, more everything, right? But we're raising that bar. I don't want people on the team that are doing a deal every other month. Cheetahs just don't run with sloths. It's true, it just doesn't happen. If you're crushing it, you're doing 20 deals a month, and then your file gets stuck with, Bob the part-timer, and he does this one deal every 3 months, and his file just choked up processing because he can't figure out how to structure a deal because he doesn't do enough. That totally screwed your entire pipeline, by the way. It does. I know, I ran ops, right? You get what you're churning along, you're putting through good loans, your assistants are taking care of your stuff. You got clean loans, you got somebody that's going to jack up the pipeline, it's going to impact your business, right? The other thing is that we are hunting in lots of different areas. We lend in all 50 states, or not 50 states, 48 states or something like that. More states than you'll need to lend in, basically. So you got lots and lots of opportunity out there to create relationships. You don't want Bob the part-timer. Sorry if your name's Bob, I'm just throwing out a name, right? Bob the part-timer coming into your market and doing a terrible job and giving Cardinal a bad name, and then you can't get other business partners. So there's a reason why cheetahs just don't run with sloths. I hate to call Bob the part-timer a sloth, but in our business he is, right? Most of those people wash out. Those are the statistics you hear about. Bob got into it thinking he's going to make $1 million. He worked for company one. They give him a little tiny salary. He tried to make some money. He could never make any more money than the salary, so they fired him. So then he went over to company two. Company two wasn't giving him the leads and support that he needed to be successful. But they did offer him a couple month ramp up. He didn't hit his numbers, so he got fired from there. Now he's over to company three, or maybe he resigned or was coached off the team, whatever the case is. You guys know these people, and if you don't, you're going to know this guy, right? And then he's going to go to company three, who, he's going to be a victim. They couldn't get the few loans he does have. They couldn't get it through processing because the processing sucks, or the technology sucks, or they're not giving them the leads, or they're not giving them the training, they're not giving them help. And then Bob the part-timer becomes the victim, and the victim just doesn't ever win in this business. And you'll see those people, they usually move every 2 to 3 months. They call me constantly. I never hire them, right? Because I don't want somebody that's going to be here for 2, 3 months and then they're off to the next lender. And we didn't tell them everything up front. This is me telling you everything up front. It's going to suck your first 2 years if you're doing it right. Your first year is going to be the hardest. The second year is going to be a little bit easier because you already know a little bit about what you're doing. You're not going to get out of the woods until your third year. And I don't mean third year in the business. I don't mean if you're going to work for Cardinal and then Bank of America and then Wells Fargo and then Chase. That is starting your first year all over again. So if you've been at Chase and then you move to Wells Fargo, you're going to lose like 75% of your business. It just happens, right? Every time you move, it's hitting the reset button on your career. Bing. That's why Bob the part-timer can never get ahead. He keeps bing, reset, and bing, reset, and he starts getting some bing, reset, and then you start moving and bing, reset, and you can't ever get ahead. You might learn some stuff, but I would still consider that person. So if that's you, right, no offense, you need to plant some roots in and start building your business, because the only person that you report to is the person in the mirror. I don't care how many bosses you have. If you go to Bank of America, you're going to have a bajillion bosses. I was a middle manager. I had so many bosses I couldn't count them. All right. And I had bosses reporting to me that it was just crazy. Like everybody's a manager there. You know, it's like the mortgage world. Everybody's a manager or a VP or something in this business, right? We want you to stand out. You're not in it for a title. You're here to help people. And the more people you help, the more money you make. It's the most beautiful career in the world if you do it right. So anyways, hope you've taken a lot of notes. Hopefully I scared off anybody who might be a part-timer, because this isn't a good business. There's a lot of other businesses out there that are going to be much, much, much better for those of you who want to do a part-time, those of you who want to win and crush it. If you think you can follow that recipe, if you think that you want to come on board and you're going to hammer through leads, you're going to hammer through phone calls, you're going to call people, you're going to call realtors, you're going to get rejected 100 times just to get that one loan, but then that one loan you make $4,000 off of. So that's worth it. I would, make $4,000 a day by calling 100 people, or whatever that number is for you. You might have to call 1,000 people to get one deal, but it's worth it to help that one person get paid and then build that relationship so that you can have more business in the future. So I end this with saying that this is, in the end, a relationship business. So in your final stages of this business, you've moved from leads to relationships. If you watch my other videos, we talk a lot about that. You start off with leads because you don't have any business right now. You're going to have to call a lot of people, but you're going to end up at a spot where you have a lot of relationships. And those relationships could be realtors, builders, financial planners, title companies, insurance, whatever the case might be, right? Those are the people that are going to be feeding you the most amount of business. And I would never stop prospecting, no matter what company you go with, no matter what trainers tell you. Trust me on this. Never, ever, ever stop prospecting. It's the death of all salespeople. Right? Always keep those relationship building mechanisms going. Always, always, always. And that's why we transition from being a call center to more of a retail shop. We're going to show you how to deepen those relationships. We're going to show you how to leverage our incoming business to build more business. And it's a lot. It's a lot. It'll be a lot for your first couple of years. And if you do it right, you're going to have a great business. It's going to provide for you and your family and your lifestyle for many, many, many years to come. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're excited. Hope that this is the career path for you. Hopefully you've got that burning fire in your belly and you want to win, because that means that you'll be a winner. If you do what makes you uncomfortable, if you do the things that other people aren't willing to do, if you work harder than those other people, you will win. You've got a lot of competition right now. Companies are laying off loan officers like crazy because the refi boom is over. That's okay. It's like being in the woods and there's a bear. You don't have to be able to outrun the bear. You just have to be able to outrun the other campers. That's my joke, right? So, hey, you don't have to be able to beat the industry. You just have to stay ahead of all those people who are failing. And it's going to be easy for you if you're a hustler, because so many people are relying too much on government handouts right now. And unless we change our government type, that's going to go away. And so you can get light years ahead of them, and they won't be able to compete with you if you do it right. So be encouraged. Don't let the news tear you down or anything else. We are still getting hundreds of leads. We are still have thousands of people to call. We are still moving along forward happily as ever, right? Nothing's slowing us down because we're entrenched in this business. We'll show you how to be too. But be encouraged with knowing that this is a fantastic career path. And if you agree with those things that I'm telling you, we'd be more than happy to talk to you more about it.